Buenos dias. Buongiorno. How are you today? Welcome. Today I'm at Indian Wells Beach, which was, this is the beach I used to come to all the time because I used to live in East Hampton. Now I live in Southampton. But it's a beautiful beach and it's in East Hampton. We're one beach eastward of where we were yesterday, which was the 2 Mile Hollow Beach. This is a really nice, beautiful place, and I'm so glad you could join me today for our 30 minutes of yoga. Let's begin, shall we? Come into a seated position. I'm right next to water's edge, so if I scream and run away, you'll know why. Okay, I went straight into my unconscious leg. Put that strange leg in front and start to rebalance your body by making sure that you're kind of treating both legs fairly. All right, let's come into a seated position. We're going to sit up very, very tall. Make sure you start, inhaling through the breath, through the nostrils. This is day 23. Day 23 of our challenge of 40 days of yoga. We are doing it. Isn't that great to just take 30 minutes for yourself in the morning? Let's go ahead and stretch the lower spine here. We're going to put your fingertips on your hip bone and your thumb on your rib cage, and then stretch up really tall as long as you can in that lower area. Make sure you're not doing the banana thing. Don't want to go like this. Make sure you're just going straight up inside yourself, not like this. And don't let that lower rib cage stick out. Make sure that comes down. That's it, nice and long. See if you can let your shoulders come down. See, I wanted to cross back into that other leg. You saw that, huh? All right, so lengthening, letting the shoulders come down. Now we're gonna push the occipital bone. You can just feel it if you want to with your hand. Go ahead and feel that occipital bone. Push that up towards the ceiling, holding it up. Lengthening the back of the neck. If you want to, let's take both hands and just kind of give the upper back a little stretch here. We're not doing this with the whole upper back. It's just the neck. Just letting the neck come forward. Shoulders sinking down into the back, downward. The shoulders shouldn't, in good posture, you don't hold your shoulders back. You hold your shoulders wide and down. Think wide and down, and that's the good posture with the shoulders, which we're going to do right now. So after you let go of your head, let's, that's the habit. I want to put that right leg in front. You probably do the same thing. All right, let's open up our pec minor right here on the side. There's a pec major, which is on the top here, which is really responsible for like helping to bring your arm like this. And then there's the pec minor, which actually brings your scapula forward. It's an accessory muscle of inspiration. This thing, when you're out of breath, it opens up the upper lobe of your lungs so you can breathe more. But then if you get stuck here, it's almost like you're in fear. You see that? And most of us are like this because we're not thinking, and we're bending forward on our phones and picking up the kids' toys and things. So what we want to do is open that pec minor and not make a hard chest. Keep your chest very, very soft. We're going to, I remember to put the left in front. You're going to come and bring your hands to the side, and now you're going to make a fist, but let the thumb stick out. And then put the bottom of your hand on the floor like this. And now you're going to just rotate your whole arm in the arm socket. We're rotating that humerus in that, not moving the shoulder. Don't let your shoulders pinch back. That is not good posture. Don't pinch your shoulders back. You should be down and wide. That's what you're trying to do with your shoulders, right? So rotating, feeling that position. That's where you should be when you're doing your weights. Every time you do your weights, look how my shoulders aren't moving. That way the arm is doing the work rather than your trapezius. This is what people do. They recruit their trapezius to help the arm, and the trapezius gets mad because its job is to turn and support the head, so it's kind of mad. So don't do that. Root your shoulders down. Turn those thumbs back. Push them back as far as you can go. That is your end point. That is the end of your fascia. Make sure that your jaw is nice and relaxed. Eyes are relaxed. Effortless. The only part that's working is the part that's working. The rest is all relaxed on top, all right? Now you're gonna keep your shoulders very quiet and turn the palm to face the ground, all right? Did you feel your shoulders roll in? Don't let your upper body do that. If you mess up, go ahead and just put your thumbs back again. We're seeing an airplane really high in the sky. Maybe it came from JFK. We're on the end of Long Island. We're about 3 hours drive from New York City. And it's just a spectacular place that we're at. Long Island is shaped like a fish, and we're on the south part of the tail of the fish, and it's all along the Atlantic coast. It's just, well, you see what it looks like. All right, keeping the thumbs back, turn the palms to face the ground, bring the hands onto the knees, see if you can keep your shoulders there. See if you can keep your shoulders very quiet as you make your Namaskar mudra. You're sitting up very tall because you're lengthening here, you're lengthening the back of the neck, and now you're perfectly ready for a nice meditation. Let's invite some silence into our lives, shall we? Rubbing the palms together, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, stretch the back of the neck. Lifting up that occipital bone, pressing the hip bones, the sit bones down into the ground, lengthening the sides of the spine and the lower spine. Shoulders rooted in the back. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. And open the eyes behind the palms and circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Slight smile on the lips. Lifting up the corners of the eyes. Starting the day with a pleasant expression. Feeling good, spreading that smile through your body. Doing an outside in. We're taking an outside thing, and it's going to affect our emotions by putting our body in the right place. By sitting up tall, we feel so good, balanced, confident, in our power. And open the eyes again. You're going to circle the eyes to the left. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, stretching the back of the neck. And slowly lower the hands and open the eyes, and congratulations, you made it here. The hard work is over. Let's begin with a nice side stretch. I'm going to face the same way as you. So, oh, look at that sun coming up. I might be in silhouette. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this angle. Sometimes it's a little too much, but I wanted you to see the sunshine. It's so beautiful, isn't it? All right, let's go like this. Make sure your strange leg is in front. We're going to go to the right first. So we're going to stretch our right arm out and then reach up and over with the left arm, and then see if you can look up under that left arm. That's going to open up your chest. You don't want to be looking down because that'll make your chest cave in. And reaching up with the left hand and coming back over to the other side. Now we're going to go up and over to the left. Looking up under that right arm. Try to keep your opposite hip on the ground. Don't let it come up. Keep that hip on the ground. And then try to get your elbow on the ground. Might not happen on one side or either side. Maybe you're working towards that. You could put a block there if you wanted to. Again, there's all kinds of variations. So you could do this if you wanted to. Get yourself a block and stretch over to the side like that. And over to the side like this. Hi, Poppy. Hi, Poppy. Morning. Stretching with the block. All right, let's come into a twist. It's always good to start the day with the twist. And I think we're going to continue with our progressive twist. That's kind of the fun one, where you're going to start with your belly button and it's going to slowly go up all the way to your eyes. All right, so we're going to start looking over the right hand shoulder. So we're going to start, hips are rooted though. Let's make sure the bottom of our body doesn't move. We want those hips to stay really, see if you can do that. See if you can separate without letting your hips move. See if you can just move your upper body as if it's pivoting from right here, from the navel. All right, so we're going to start with the navel, then the lower ribs, upper ribs, shoulders, neck, head, and then eyes. Hold the eyes in the right-hand corner, holding them there. And now coming back, see if you can keep your eyes in the right corner and like as if they're going like, no, I want to keep looking at that. So your tummy comes back, your lower rib cage, upper rib cage, shoulders. Keep your eyes in the corner there, your shoulders, your neck, your head, and finally your eyes. Ooh, feels kind of nice. Let's try it to the other side. All right, remember, keep the bottom part very stable. All right, we're going to go this time to the left. So we're going to start with the navel and the lower ribs, upper ribs, shoulders, neck, head, eyes. Holding the eyes in that left corner. The right hip is pushing back. Make sure your neck is nice and long. You don't want to be like this. Don't let yourself hunch like that. Very tall. Remember what we did. We lengthened that lower spine. We lengthened the back of the neck. That's what we want to look like. Holding the eyes in that left corner. Now we're going to let the tummy comes back. Lower rib cage, upper rib cage. Keep your eyes in that left corner. Shoulders, neck, head, and eyes. That's a nice exercise. You know, we're doing these things with the eyes because it's the oculomotor nerve, and that one is intertwined with the vagus nerve. So when we do these eye exercises, it really is for a reason, and it helps you trigger the vagus nerve, which is responsible for rest and relaxation. Let's bring our legs into our easy V as we do, and just let your legs kind of wobble back and forth. All right, let's go to the right. Walk all the way around. Make yourself get a nice little twist with your whole body. Really feeling the whole length of your body. Big stretch. All the way to that knee, to the top of your head. And coming back up. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. It's fun to do this, isn't it? I feel like a big jumping jack when I do this. This looks like a spiky thing from overhead. You're letting your lower back stretch. I feel that in my lower spine. I don't know if you do, you feel it there. Every body is different. Sometimes people's shoulders, you know, they can't go up higher than this. They can't go like this. It's different. People have different construction. Even in the hip, sometimes the hips are out really far from the body and it comes in on this Q angle. The knee comes in like this. Sometimes the ball is small of their femur. It's really, there's no normal thing. So respect yours. Okay, so come forward, over the legs. Yeah, respect how you are. And work with that. You know, work with what you got and be honest about it. And then, I'm going to move my little block forward. I'm just going to rest my head and my arms. And the whole upper body is totally relaxed. I'm not pulling myself trying to stretch. This isn't that kind of stretch. This is a very passive stretch. This is where gravity and breath coax the body into surrendering. This body really doesn't want to stretch because it's trying to protect you. It's like, no, we need to stay stiff. And you're like, no, we can relax. It's like, I don't like this. But you gotta convince it, because if you can stretch your muscle all the way, then it's going to be even stronger because it has a longer way to go. Because if it's just always tight, it's not really as strong. You want it to be flexible too. All right, so let's come over the right leg, same thing, and make sure you push that left hip back into the ground so that you get a very nice stretch. Your head might come up really high when that hip is there, but that's the honest place that you're at, because you could go like this. Look, I'm just rolling forward. But once I put my hip down, it's a whole different ballgame. Do you see that difference? Hanging over that leg, just passively, really don't be pulling on your leg or anything. No pulling. Upper body is just like a drunken weeping willow, like it had so much water. It's just in rain. It's just woeful. All right, let's come up onto the other side. Oh, that came really close. Okay, that's funny. I didn't just even see that. All right, let's go to the other side, left side. Same thing. Just let yourself drape over the leg and make sure that that right hip is pushing back into the ground. You're going to see, look at the difference. See, look, oh, I'm so good. Look how flexible I am. But, oh, as soon as I put that hip down, that's a whole nother ballgame. I'm really using my fascia and stretching some really hard to reach places. It's really not easy to stretch the sacral area, and that's why this stretch is so great. If you put that hip back, you're going to feel it. It's those subtleties, right? It's always the subtleties that make something special. I don't know if I'm, oh, okay. Maybe I'm not in shadow anymore, but oh well, it's so beautiful, isn't it? It's nice to see this. Let's come to the butterfly. Come to our mariposa. All right. Let's do a little bit of footwork this morning. We're going to flex our feet back, and if you need to, you can sit back like this if you have trouble sitting forward. Another thing you can do is sit up on a block. Maybe, I know some of the guys are like this. I don't know what, it's hard for me to relate, but to come up onto the hips like this is very difficult for them. I think it's their psoas might be a little short here that's pulling them like this. So you kind of stretch that psoas. I'll show you, maybe let's do a little psoas stretch. Let's do that. All right, so you could sit up on this block, and that's going to help you come up and over your legs a little bit. You might have to sit on 2 blocks. Whatever. Do what you need to do for you. All right, so we're going to flex the feet, crunch the toes, flex the feet, crunch the toes, flex toes, crunch toes, flex toes, crunch toes, flex toes. Now, keep the toes flexed and push the ball of the foot through. Point the toes down, lengthen the toes, crunch the toes, lengthen the toes. You see the difference between the lengthening and the crunch? See, the crunch is like all the energy is going back into the foot. The lengthen, now all the energy is coming out the leg. When we were dancers, they always taught us to lengthen our toes like that. We didn't go like that when we were pointing our feet. We always lengthen the toes. All right, flexing the toes, lengthen the toes, crunch the toes. Lengthen, flex, lengthen, crunch. Lengthen, flex, lengthen, crunch, lengthen, flex, flex the foot, and circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can separate where your legs don't move. Mine just did then. But see if you can separate your feet so your legs aren't moving. It's just an isolation technique. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, that feels so good. If you have the flexibility, a nice thing you can do for your feet is put your foot up on your thigh like this, and then just move the muscles lengthwise like this. You're stretching, I think they're the lumbricals. I know they're lumbricals here. They're between the bones in your feet, and this gives them a nice stretch. Another thing you can do is take your elbow and then just start pushing on the inside of your foot like this. Now this is kind of hard if you're, not, if you have some hip tightness. This is kind of hard for you to do. So in that case, you would roll your foot on a ball. I have a little ball called Bollywood that you can use to do this too. But this is kind of, believe it or not, it is stimulating my internal organs. Okay? And always start with your right foot, because that's going to start the digestion going in the right direction. Okay, let's do the other foot. I'm going to take those bones, and I'm just going up and down like, whoa! Oh my goodness. Go ahead and do that. That one was really close. It was right here. Let's see what happens. This is fun. I like being on right on the edge here. Isn't this beautiful? It's so flat here. Take your elbow, go all the way around the inside of your foot. Give it a nice dig. Give it a nice dig. Oh, so good, so good. All right, let's do our sun salutations. Let me reframe here. Oh, that was close. That was so close. That's so good. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. I think I might go a little bit away from the water. Okay, let's start. We're going to do our sun salutations. I guess I'll face this way. That way I can see the water if it starts to come up too far. All right, so you're going to come to the top of your mat, and you're going to make sure your feet are parallel to the long side of your mat, and then you're going to inhale, arching up. Exhale, falling forward over the legs. Don't your feet feel good after you put your elbow in there? That's such a good trick, isn't it? Hands on the shins, inhale it. Hands on the mat, step back into your chaturanga, lower down, put your knees down if you need to. And then arch up, tightening the tummy into your cobra. You can come up to up dog if you want to. That's on the tops of your feet. Curl your toes under and stay in your down dog for 2 breaths. 1, 2. On the inhale, start walking forward, and then you're going to put your hands on your shin. This is all in one inhale. Woo-hoo, the water's so close. Exhale, go forward. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Arch back if you want to, or you could just go straight up. I'm liking doing the arch lately. Let's do it one more time, shall we? Here we go. Inhale all the way up. Tighten your tummy when you go up like this. Exhale, going forward. Inhale, hands on the shin. Exhale, hands on the mat and lower all the way down. Coming into up dog or cobra. This is cobra. You can stay here, but tighten your tummy anyway. Here comes the water. And push back into down dog for 2 breaths. 1, 2. All right, now instead of walking forward, what I'd like you to do is take your knees down to the mat and take your right leg and bring it forward, and you're just gonna really lunge forward. That's stretching that psoas. That's what I was talking about before. Oh, oh, that was really good. Stretching your psoas. This is a classic sun salutation position that they do in India too. There's the old school, and it involves this stretch right here. This is called Salanchasana, which is horse rider's pose. And it's really stretching the top of your thigh. Let's try the other side. We're going to step back into down dog again, and then step forward with your left foot, and then let that knee come down to the ground. And then you can arch up here like this and keep your hands here. You can have your 2 blocks there if you need to. See, that's why it's so good to have these things. You could be like this. And then if you're trying to work on it, you could slowly lower yourself, or you could push yourself up. You could slowly get used to the idea, or if you go like this, you go like this. Really stretching that psoas. I find that if I put the blocks down, then I can sort of relax my hips into the pose a little more. I can let it stretch. And then let's push back into down dog. I am so close to the water. This is amazing. And step forward, hanging over the legs. Let's stretch forward. Hands on the shins on the inhale. Oh, exhale, falling forward. Inhale, going all the way up to the sky. Arch back if you want to. And coming back into Namaskara Mudra. Oh, that feels so good. Let's do a couple of balances, shall we? Let's do our tree pose. Put these over here for a second. We'll come into tree pose. You're going to stand on, I don't know if that's lined up. Let me see. Maybe I'm off to the side. Yeah. Wasn't really lined up, was it? There we go. Oh, look at, oh my gosh. Incredible, right? All right, so we're going to come on to your left leg, and you're going to lift up your right leg. Let's do a little swingy, swingy. You can hold on to something if you need to. A dowel rod, a cane, a wall, a chair, if you need to. And then try to do your loosey-goosey. And then you're still. You might be better at one than the other. You might be surprised that you're better at the moving one, because you know your body is compensating. If you could trust your body, especially the loosey-goosey, that's where your body is moving, and you're just letting it do what it needs to do, kind of like a cut horse. You got to get out of the way of the animal and let it do its job. If you try to control it, it doesn't want to do the moving, the still, and the loosey-goosey. All right, that's good. Let's come back down to the ground for our pranayama. that spectacular? Look at that. Those clouds. Mm. I guess I should know if the tide is coming in. You know, I should look at the tide tables. I don't even know, but oh, there are all these little plovers running around, these little skitterers. Oh, they're so sweet. Left leg in front. Bring the hands onto the knees. Did you go right into the good posture with your shoulders? Check it out. Let's go like this, pushing those thumbs back, rotating in, rotating out, rotating in, rotating out, pushing the thumb out, making sure your jaw is nice and relaxed, then holding the shoulder very quiet, turning the palm to face the ground. Bring the palms onto the knees. And we're going to inhale deeply. You can close your eyes if you want to. Feel that suspension of breath. And when you're ready, observe the exhalation. And then there's a little pause down there too after you exhale. Wait for the inhalation. Suspend. Exhale. Suspend. Your breath may be a different rate than mine, I'm sure it is. So you follow your rate, but you get the idea. So when you inhale, you just have that little suspension before you start to exhale. Really enjoy that suspension in there. Forgot to lift the corners of my mouth. Lift your corners into a nice little smile. Lift the corners of your eyes. Let your forehead be open. It's a brand new day today. You can start over every day. All that stuff is just in your head. Lengthening the back of the neck. Bringing the hands into Namaskar Mudra. Start to inhale deeply through the nostrils again, lengthening the back of the neck. I invite you to acknowledge yourself because you've just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your health and your body. And when you take care of yourself, you can help other people. Rubbing the hands together, creating heat on the palms. Bring the warm palms onto the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Lengthen the back of the neck. Yes, I'm going to sit up like this all day today. I know what I'm supposed to do. Lengthen my lower spine. Lengthen the back of my neck, pushing up my occipital bone. Opening my shoulders, but not pinching them. I know what I need to do. I'm going to try to do this all day today. And slowly let the hands come down. And let's think right arm. What would we do without right arm, left arm? Thank you so much. Legs, love you. So glad I have you. Feet, internal organs. Coconut, just remember this coconut. This is where all the problems are. Don't let other coconuts upset your coconut. Keep your coconut calm. And try to, those crazy thoughts, we're going to try to have nice, calm thoughts. And we're in charge of the monkey in our mind. So deep breathing, yoga. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 6:30. Same thing. We're going to move one beach over. That's going to be Atlantic Beach, another gorgeous beach here in East Hampton. And that will be day 22. So we're on our journey to Montauk. And so nice to be with you. And congratulations again on taking time to take care of your body. Namaste.